This chapter, I'm awestruck right now. I reread this chapter like 3 to 4 times. Because I just couldn't believe the meaning behind the ending part of this chapter. Like, it took me my second time around to really understand the grasp of what the ending of this chapter meant. Let me, kind of explain in simple terms. So, the ending of this chapter, like the pages we see, okay? Like the last couple pages, like, let's see here. Page 16 towards the end. Like, I'm on page 16. I want a quote for what is said here. Please go. Big brother, I am no longer the person you once knew. Even though I might have Kin Kaneki's body. I am Heisei Sasaki. And you see Heisei stand up. I am sure that Kaneki was a great person. If he was remembered like this. And in this you see, how Sasaki is saying this. He's saying this to Hinami that was currently protecting him in this chapter. You go to the next page, right after that, okay? Let me load the next page. You see Sasaki turn around. And he sees Psycho Cookie-chan on the back. And when you see Psycho, she's sitting there crying in a panel. She's like, don't go. You see this, like, facial expression that looks very similar to Kaneki. Very similar. Very, very, very similar. Like, his facial expression is different from what we have seen from Sasaki. And then in the next scene right after that, you see him crack his fingers. And in that scene, you can assume that the person that looked at Psycho was Kaneki. So let me explain this in terms, so I simplify it for if you didn't understand what I was getting at. Sasaki looked at Hinami and realized how loved Kaneki was. Kaneki looked at Psycho and realized how loved Sasaki was. So pretty much both personalities looked at the two main female characters on both sides and realized how loved they were with, each of their counterparts. And with the ending segment, when you see, the Kaneki side crack his fingers and all that, and it's like, it's okay if I disappear. So please, give me the power to protect. This is what you can assume is Sasaki and Kaneki at the exact same time talking. You go to the next page, you just get this, like, just the straight up sideways angle of Kaneki Sasaki. And it says, this person is Heisei Sasaki, my big brother, Kin Kaneki. And what this symbolizes in this final page of the chapter, from what I can assume as a manga reader, is that Sasaki and Kaneki's personalities just fused together. They are the same person. They are the same person, and it was like both of them came to terms with each other, and they became one individual. That is what you can take from the ending of this chapter. It's where Sasaki accepts his ghoul self, or his darker past. He accepts Kaneki Kin. He accepts Centipede. That's what he accepted in this chapter. And then Kaneki also accepted his weaker side. If you get the symbolism here. See, let's take a few backpedals, okay? Let's just backpedal back real quick, okay? Let's just, if you're on a bike, just backpedal. Let's go to the ending part of part 1. In the ending part of part 1, what was the main thing we saw in Papa Arima versus Kaneki's fight, besides the crazy fight with, Centipede just going mentally insane? You saw the inner psyche of Kaneki, and in that inner psyche, you get to see two characters, two people in the final confrontation of part 1 in Kaneki's mind. You see his human self, Kaneki Kin, and you see his ghoul self, Kaneki Kin. And what you can symbolize this as is the human side was Sasaki, and Kaneki Kin was his ghoul side. Or, let's put it in simpler terms. Sasaki was the personality of the original Kaneki Kin, or the weaker version of Kaneki Kin. And the strong version that was mentally batshit crazy was Kin Kaneki. Like the ghoul version, white-haired Kaneki. And with the way this chapter was done, with the character development we got, it symbolizes that Kaneki came full circle. He realized he cannot give up his weaker self or his stronger self. He needs both halves. He needs both halves of his personality. He needs his weaker version, his weaker self, and he needs his stronger self. That's kind of what this is, because let's, look at this. White-haired Kaneki, throughout when he did his transformation through the stress and torture and what he went through, he wanted power. He wanted to be stronger to protect his friends. That's what he wanted. He wanted to be stronger. That was kind of what his mentality was, and he was very fucking crazy. And then, before that instance, when he turned to white hair, you had the black-haired Kaneki that was kind of weak, and people can call him a pussy. I know people called him that. They did. To be honest, they did. But that side also had its merits. It did. It really did. And that's kind of what this is. Both sides, both Kanekis were kind of rejecting each other throughout the entirety of Part 1. Both sides. Kaneki's Ghoul and human side were rejecting each other. And with this chapter, they accept each other. You get the symbolism here? Maybe I'm reading too deep into the chapter, but that's what I think. When it comes to Tokyo Ghoul, you have to look deep to understand what is really going on here, because that's the type of symbolism Ashita loves doing. That's exactly what he loves doing. And so I made sure I really dived in deep with this, and just like, okay, so this must be the symbolism right here. It's where the two personalities merge together. The ending of Part 1 kind of confirms this, along with the entire struggle of Part 1 with Kaneki. So that's where I get my basis of what I think is really going on with this chapter. Now, the other things I want to mention too, what this chapter also goes to confirm to us as the manga readers of Tokyo Ghoul, is that Kaneki, from what we can assume, or Sasaki, was not tortured. He was not tortured from what we can assume. What was really going on here, from the way this chapter is done, is that Sasaki, or Kaneki, willingly built Sasaki as a personality. He willingly gave himself that personality, from what we can pull out of this chapter, because throughout majority of Tokyo Ghoul Re, he is kind of avoided his other half, Kaneki Kin. He knows he's there, but he's tried to avoid that side. Sasaki has tried to avoid that. And the way this is built up is you can assume that Kaneki built this safeguard Sasaki to keep his crazy self away. So this was like a safeguard personality that he made to close himself off and keep his self protected, his weaker self, his real original human side. That's what he tried to do with this personality. So the entirety of maybe memory manipulation or mind games or brainwashing, which is still plausible, it's very plausible to be possible in the series, but from what we can see is, it's most likely a huge part is that Kaneki wanted to forget. He wanted to forget. That is what he wanted to do. He wanted to forget. He wanted to make his old self, his human side, as a safeguard. And that's what I pulled out. So, besides that, enough with the symbolism stuff. Let's, talk about some other things, like Hinami in this chapter. Holy shit, she's a little monster. That's my first impression. Like, oh my fucking god. Like, fuck. Hinami, dude. She's sitting there fucking up pineapple. She's sitting there fucking up pineapple. What? Let me get my fucking copy. Fuck. Like, she's sitting there fucking up pineapple. Holy shit! She's sitting there fucking up pineapple! Like, okay, don't get me wrong. I know Hinami is a chimera, Kagune, Ghoul, fine. We know she was gonna be a little fucking monster. We knew it. We know. But holy shit. Like, just to see what she did to Pineapple in this yo, what the fuck? Like, holy crap. Did anyone expect that? Did anyone expect Hinami to make that massive of an improvement? Like, holy crap. She's sitting there bossing Pineapple solo. Key word there. Solo. Hinami. That little girl from the beginning of Part 1 of Tokyo Ghoul. That little girl is sitting there soloing Pineapple that was crushing people's heads in like brain jam and watermelons. Yeah, that Hinami is sitting there soloing Pineapple. That's just like, what the shit? What the shit? She's like, holy crap. So yeah, Hinami is scary. She's fucking scary to even be able to attempt something like that. Holy crap. She's not someone you want to fuck around with, like, just to mess with. Like, she'll rip your head off. After what we saw in this, like, damn. So, yeah, 10 points for Hinami being able to even touch Pineapple. Even if it was a sneak attack in some ways, it's just like, to even be able to touch him? 10 out of 10 right there. Holy crap. 10 out of 10. She might be moving up to one of the best girls of the series. Seriously, shit. Okay. So let's get into the Juzo part. So Juzo was actually raised by a dude. Yeah. If you didn't catch that, when you saw the glasses fall on a panel, it was confirmed that Big Madam was actually Big Bubba, Big Father. That's what that confirmed. So, Ashita just pulled a huge-ass plot twist on us. Big Madam was actually Big Father. Big Bubba. That would mean that Ure was deep-throated by a dude. He was inside of a dude. Okay, I'm done. Oh shit, that's so fucking dumb. God, he's so... Okay, I had enough laugh. I'm sorry. Just the thought of that is fucking hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. He wasn't just deep-throated by a big fat lady, Big Madam. He was deep-throated by a big fat sweaty dude. Oh shit. Oh shit. That's good, dude. That's good. That's some good shit. Okay, so we kind of find out that, yeah, Big Madam is Big Bubba, and you have it to where we get to see a display of Juzo's comrades. We see how Juzo's came a long way in his career of being, you know, a ghoul hunter. You have it to where people stood up for him and cut down Big Bubba before Big Bubba said, like, I never loved you, and he got killed. So you got to see the progression there. Like, we got to see the progression of Juzo as a character, how far he's come to have people watching over him to care for him. I love that. I really do. Very sweet moment in this episode. So, episode. Whoa, I just realized I said episode. I meant chapter. Holy shit. I'm tired. I'm sorry. It's like, it's late because, yeah, I would already been in bed by now, but Tokyo Ghoul came out as soon as I was about to head to bed. So anyways, I want to end it here. Chapter overall, I think I've covered everything I need to cover. Very good chapter, very solid. Cannot wait for next week. Tell me your thoughts and comments below. I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.